Hey, Mimi. Yeah. Michael? Michael, is that you?
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. Hi, sir. How are you today?
How are you?
Stuck an entire day.
All right, we're live on live stream, and we're, did anybody come in on this Zoom?
Yeah. I don't know how that is. Did you extend my chance?
I have to get a cable because it's gonna, 3 people are here. Now,
But
people
they're not
don't
gonna show
read.
anything.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So, but we're gonna have to mute them.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not gonna,
Jerry and Danny.
yeah, I'm just gonna say.
I can go. I'll go upstairs and get one.
I do, in my office. I have to get a cable to charge this, so it's fine. So listen, we're gonna turn off the sound on your end. You'll be able to hear us, we're just not gonna be able to hear you.
No bird is on too.
Let themselves know. Okay, so everybody on there is muted, so now I can get a cable. So we've got live stream, and we've
And
got.
there'll be no Siddur.
No C-door, yes, just I'll tell them. There's no C-door this evening, so just follow along with what you have. And we'll feature Spotlight Ohev. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you hear. Can you hear me? You can't hear me. It's because I'm
Or what
muted.
do you need? I'll go get it.
Can you give me a thumbs up? Can you hear me? Good. So you're going to be muted the whole time. There's not going to be C-door, but you'll be spotlight. This synagogue will be spotlighted, okay?
Are they gonna be facing this way or facing
We'll
that
figure
way?
that out. In my, do you have the key to where Elizabeth sits? There's a cable, in the wall is the charger.
The charger for
Yeah, for that one.
Yeah, I need an idea.
Yes, if you go into your alley used to sit, in the wall is the charger. I thought this was charged, but it wasn't. This place was free. Okay, so, all right, so where are we davening from?
You know what, Barbara? I just need that behind the car, not down front. This is the picture.
Okay, well, the laptop, we have a couple people who are on Zoom. Where do you want the laptop?
Well, that's under the case. It's very secret.
Right.
I have my own iPad.
Where do you,
Heather, can you just talk to Barbara for a second?
so I have the laptop, we have 3 people on Zoom right now. They're muted, they're not gonna be able to unmute. We'll spotlight us. Well, where do you want it, what do you want its position? What type of position? Hello? And where did you want this, Rabbi? I missed that. So,
I'll do it. Just 1 second.
you tell me and I'll move it.
So, you know what? Maybe what we should do is make Michael the first honoree, because otherwise, when everybody else comes up, they're going to bump into this.
Okay, where do you want it?
So just right here. Right here.
Don't,
So just put it on here. Okay, so this way I can give it to Michael, and then I can.
don't you want everyone to see it?
Okay, so
Hi Bert, hi Jerry, hi Danny. Oh, you can't hear
You're
me.
muted up here. I'm gonna unmute you, but I'm waiting for the charger. Where do you want this to go? I'm gonna spotlight this.
Am I driving?
are you the cat?
Is it?
I'm certainly not the canner.
Is it Thursday?
I'm certainly not the cancer.
Hi
All right,
Sarah.
so let's spotlight. Do you want to unmute?
Sure.
All right, it's Canner Show tonight.
Okay. Hi everybody. Here, I'm gonna actually take it off of speaker because I like to see the people.
Okay.
I'm a gallery
The
gal.
rest,
There we
or
go.
if you want, or you can go live. The live stream's on. I tested.
Oh, it's already on?
it.
Okay, great.
Oh, I would move it. I'm the one who did that.
Putting you to work, huh?
Just put them in front of where
Yeah, go.
Here.
Yes, Alan, Sarah painstakingly wrapped these for me.
Wow.
Good?
Well, I was busy worrying about. Perfect, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, that, all right. Can I ask you a quick question?
Bert, Danny, and Jerry, can you all hear me? Yeah. Do you all have a siddur of some kind? Because I'm not able to put it on. So as long as you have something, you have a siddur? Okay. Okay. Do you,
Well, once I finish my stuff, I'm pretty much.
do you have this one?
Okay, you know what, I can stay up here for this. Okay, I'll do it. Right, okay.
Okay. Oh, Bert, look at you, all organized and everything. Very nice. Okay. So we'll try to, I don't know how we're gonna, well, we'll follow along. You guys know the surface a little bit, right?
After the 10th, when I came in, after the 10th. 1-1. Who knows what it is now, 5 minutes later?
So, my friends on Zoom, and my friends who are here, we're on page 624 in the Siddur Hadash. Yeah. Do you want me to bring you in?
No, yeah, okay, let me in.
Yeah.
Let me in, please. I'm stuck out here.
Okay.
Good evening, folks in the sanctuary. Good evening, folks in the sanctuary and at home. We begin our service in the 10th inning of the Phillies game. We begin our service tonight with the Baruch Hu, as we are accustomed to doing. Those who have a Siddur are on page 624.
והורחם יכפר עוון ולא ישחי, והרבה להשיב אפו ולא ירקו חמתו. אדוני הושיע, המלך יעננו ביום קוראנו. ברכו את אדוני המבורך.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר בדברו מעריב ערבים, בחוכמה פותח שערים, ובתבונה משנה עיתים, ומחליף את הזמנים, ומסדר את הכוכבים במשמרותיהם ברקיע כרצונו. בורא יום ולילה, גולל אור מפני חושך, וחושך מפני אור. ומעבר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, אתם ונמלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים.
Amen. As we're seated, we continue Ahavat Olam, the love that lasts forever.
אהבת עולם, בית ישראל עמך אהבת. תורה ומצוות וחוקים שכולם בתוקן, אבננו בשבינו כי הם חיינו ויארך ימינו, והם נגי יום ולילה, ואהבתך תשים ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. והיה למען תזכרו ועשיתם מכל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם. Amen.
Friends, in the middle of page 633, let's continue antiphonally. Those sitting on the north side of the sanctuary with me, if we'll begin, and those sitting on the south side of the sanctuary, otherwise known as the cantor side, would respond. Okay, here we go. The truth which we affirm is that our God is one, and that the incomparable Holy One redeems us in every age.
Enabling us to sing our praise on the shores of many lands.
Adonai has ever been our hope, our strength in times of woe, saving our people from despair, from disaster, and confusion.
God's wonders we behold each day. God's redemption we await each night. God's guidance is still with us now, as it was in years long past.
We praise Adonai in words of song, which echo from ancient times, joining memories of deliverance with a chorus of hope and thanksgiving. And so let's turn to Michamocha, following page 634. Ken will begin with the words Umachuto b'ratzon kiblu aleihem, 8 lines from the bottom of the page.
ומחותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ובני ישראל לחלו שירה בשמחה רבה ויאמרו כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש נורא תהילות אוסף מחוצך ראו בניך בוקם לפני משה זה אלינו ויאמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר כבוד אדוני יעקב וגלו מי החזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Continuing 636, Hashkivenu.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ותגני מצאת טבעך ונבשם ושמרתנו ובואנו לחיים ושלום מעתה ועד עולם, ברוך אתה אדוני, שומר עמו ישראל לעד.
Let's continue on page 639, once again, responsively this time. In the middle of the page, praise be Adonai by day, and praise be Adonai by night.
Praise be to God when we lie down, and praise be God when we rise up.
In God's keeping are the souls of all the living, and the spirits of all human beings.
Into your hand I entrust my spirit. You will surely redeem me, Adonai, God of truth.
Our God, reveal your oneness, establish your sovereignty, and rule over us forever.
May our eyes behold, our hearts rejoice, and our souls be glad in your true deliverance, when it shall be said to Zion, your God reigns.
Adonai reigns, Adonai has reigned, Adonai shall reign forever.
For sovereignty is yours, and forever will you reign in glory. We have no sovereign beside you.
Praise be you, Adonai, and sovereign, who will rule over us and over all creation forever.
Baruch atah Adonai, HaMelech b'kvodo tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed v'yakol ma'asah.
Leading us into the evening tefillah, the Amidah, page 640, Chatzi Kaddish.
יתקדש ויתקדש שמי רבה.
אמן.
ועמד יברך חירותי וימליך מלכותי. בחייכון וביומייכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל. בעגלה ובזמן קריב יאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך. לעולם ולעלמי ימיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי לקודשה בריחו ואלה מכל ברכתה ושירתה ושבחתה ונחמתה דעמידן מימיו ויאמרו אמן.
Let's take these sacred moments for individual prayer. The Amidah beginning 643. Friends, a little more than a week ago, the terrorist organization in Gaza, Islamic Jihad, fired about 100 missiles, rockets, into Israel. Israel responded with an act of war by eliminating 3 of the highest ranked leaders of the Islamic Jihad. It was an amazing precision strike. Regrettably and unfortunately and terribly unfortunately, there were some women and children who were killed in the act. But the intention was an act of war. Well, since then, Islamic Jihad has fired over 300 rockets into Israel, in not only the southern part, but also in Tel Aviv, and what is called Gush Dan, which is kind of the center of the country between Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. We know that when this happens, a siren goes off, and Israelis have like 10 seconds or so, not much more, to make it to a safe place, underground shelter. I just saw it today for the very first, I never saw this before. I saw people running to get to a shelter. Some people were able to run, some people, it was just more than enough that they could walk there as fast as they could. There's no question that Israelis live in a war zone. It's amazing how well they do what they do, because these courageous Jews, they live in a war zone. They're living in a war zone right now. So could we turn to page 332? We offer this prayer on Shabbat morning regularly, but I'd like to include it in our prayers tonight. (332). Let's all join together. Actually, Cantor will begin with the first line in the Hebrew.
Adonai Eloheinu, Tzor Yisrael v'golo, Barech et Medinat Yisrael, v'hagen aleha.
We ask your blessings, O God, for the state of Israel, for the land of Israel, and for the people of Israel. Bless those who defend the land and protect its people. Bless its leaders with wisdom, courage, and dedication. May they be resolute in the face of challenge and unwavering in the pursuit of justice and peace. May Israel be a beacon of hope for the oppressed, a source of inspiration to all who are free. Fulfill in our day the ancient promise. Zion b'mishpat tipadeh, v'shaveha b'tzedakah. Zion shall be redeemed through justice, and its inhabitants through righteousness. Our prayer for shalom, for peace.
Oseh shalom bimromav, Ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'yakol Yisrael ve'yimru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, Ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'yakol Yisrael ve'imru amen.
Kaddish Alem 660.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ויאמר תברך חירותי וימליך מלכותי, וחייכון וביומכון, ובחיי לכל בית ישראל, בגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשה ברכו ואלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירן מימיו ויאמרו אמן. תקבל סלותכון ובאותכון דכל ישראל, קודם אבכון בשמיה, ואמרו אמן. יש לומר רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו, ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן.
Whether we're in the sanctuary, the Tikva Montefiore Chapel, or in our homes via Zoom, some things do not change, and one of them is Mimi does the prayer for the counting of the Omer. Some
Thank
things
you.
have to be the anchor.
Thank you, Reverend.
7:32, folks.
Yesterday was the 34th day in the Omer, and today we continue. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu v'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sefirat haomer. Hayom hamisha ushloshim yom, shehem v'hamisha shevaut v'shav... Oh my gosh. Shavuot ba'omer. Hayom hamisha ushloshim yom, shehem hamisha shavuot la'omer. Today is the 35th day in the counting of the Omer, and that comprises 5 weeks.
Great. Let's turn to the Aleinu. 662.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו כהמונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שעונות השמיים ויסר ארץ, ומשב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגובה מרומים. O Eloheinu ein od emen malkeinu efes ulato kukatu b'torato v'yadata hayom v'hashevota levavecha ki Adonai hu Elohim b'shamayim imal v'al haaretz מתחת עינות.
We're invited to be seated.
כן, אכוון לך. היא המלכות שלה היא, ולעלמיה תמלוך בכבוד, כך כתוב בתורתך. אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד.
And so as the sun is setting and we enter into the 20th day of the month of Iyar, tonight we lovingly recall and observe the yahrzeits of Anna Leibowitz, dear mother of Gail Brooks, Eric Mark Goldfarb, dear brother of Dana Podab, and Ruth Herman, dear aunt of Neil Middleman. May each of their memories continue to be cherished for a bracha, for a blessing. If all those who are reciting Kaddish Yatom, either here or at home, please rise. And for those using the Siddur in the synagogue, we can find Kaddish 668. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah. Biolma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uv'izmane karev imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam ul'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitoleh v'yithalal shmei dekutsha b'rechu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran bi'olma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. So the congregational meeting is scheduled to begin at 7:30. It's now 7:30, 1:30. So let's consider ourselves early. We'll take a few minutes to kind of like say hi, and then when Michael hits the gavel, we'll begin. Yeah. Barbara.
Barbara, am I keeping Zoom on or? Hi, everybody. Great evening.
I'll tell you, Al, you should have been what do they call it? What kind of collector? Bill collector. You're very good at this. You don't let anybody make it out to this guy, they'll make it out to the synagogue. It's okay. You did a great job at it. He knows his craft.
I think we're on opposite schedule. You email at 4 o'clock in the morning, and then I email like 4:35 o'clock in the morning. Here's our very in-depth agenda for the so you have it. When I come to you, it's just 7 to 8. I can get a calculator. Theoretically, it would.
So we didn't have a meeting in 76, it was just got started.
So called 47.
Probably had one
46.
in 77.
I'll be 46, right? Wow, I'll make it easier. I was born in 76, and I'm 47. So if you skip one, tell Barbara that she's wrong. She's at 48. I don't know, Barbara. I'm going to put this in your file. Oh yeah, I have my own copy. Barbara did too. Oh, well. Hello, hello. Is this thing on? The meeting's already off to a terrible start. I forgot to bring the gavel that sits in my closet so I don't lose it. So. All right. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call this, we calculated, likely the 46th annual meeting of the congregation to order. I'll run through the agenda quickly, and then I'll turn it over to the rabbi for his remarks. So first, as I mentioned, the rabbi will give his remarks.
You're not wearing
I have
your
a
lap, right?
lengthy speech that'll
wearing your lap.
put you to sleep afterwards. Then Barbara's going to give her report, the presentation of the Shalom Awards by Rabbi, and then the honoring of our 18 and 36 members. Barbara will honor employees, and then we will get down to business and report the election results and approve the budget before we conclude. All right, Rabbi, it's all yours.
So my remarks are really a Devar Torah, otherwise known as a sermonette, I guess. Yeah. So Friday night we had a lovely evening here, really a lovely evening. We dedicated new plaques on our annual appeal board. So some of the plaques that are up there have been there for many, many years and stay up there year after year after year because those folks continue to give generously to the annual appeal. But there are a number of new plaques this year. And so it's been a very exciting years for people showing their love, caring, and dedication to the synagogue. I mentioned that the way this annual appeal, or the Rabbi Circle, got started was, it was one year when the synagogue was almost going down the tubes. Now, if you want to guess which year it was, you could pretty much pick any year, because in different ways and at different times of the year, we were very often about going down the tubes. So anyhow, we decided to start this Rabbi's Circle, and I sent a letter out. I didn't speak to anybody personally, sent a letter out. One of the things that I said is that I'm involving myself in this because the Talmud says, Im ein kemach ein Torah. If you don't have any flour, if you don't have any dough, you can't have any Torah. So if we can't pay our bills, Torah doesn't get taught here. And I was deeply inspired by the response of the congregation then. And even though since then we've had some horrible years economically, like 2008, we didn't lose any members that year of 2008. It was really almost like a miracle. But I also spoke about something else Friday night, and I spoke about the fact that we are a community. We care for our synagogue, which is our synagogue, and we care for each other. And so we have a number, I don't know what the number is, I don't know who these people are, but we have a number of members of our congregation who are struggling and cannot meet whatever financial obligation there is. They're the other side of the coin. So what do we do with them? So we have a commitment here at Ohev Shalom that we will never turn anyone away because they are in any kind of economic, because they can't pay the full amount. Because when it's all said and done, you know, it's their neshama, their soul that we care about. And we want everyone to be in, and hopefully no one out. Let me just also say that while we dedicated those plaques, you know, sometimes people use the expression money talks, right? You would think money. right? You know, I would say to you, money doesn't talk so loudly here at Ohev Shalom. We love our congregants, I love our congregants for many different reasons. Because you're here at the annual meeting. I love you, it's unbelievable. You know, those who are part of our Shabbat morning regulars, those who daven in the evening service, those who come to adult education, those who spend hours in the synagogue doing different kinds of work because they love their synagogue, they love ours. There's all kinds of reasons why we have reason to love each other. Reason to love each other. So I just want to ask the question, why don't we turn people away? You know, someone from a purely financial position might say, that would be good business sense. You know, can't pay their way, can't give them the product. But we don't turn anyone away because turning someone away would be the most un-Jewish thing to do. But saying, you're in some kind of financial crisis, but we want you and we love you and we want to support you and we want to be here for you, that's Jewish. So now you might say, yeah, Rabbi, prove it. Prove it. Prove it's Jewish. You just say it's Jewish, prove it's Jewish. So in this week's Torah portion, do you ever hear this expression? See if I can get it right. Proclaim liberty throughout the land unto all the inhabitants thereof. Does that ring a bell for you? Ha ha ha. So right, it's downtown Philadelphia. Leviticus 25:10. And what it really meant in the Torah is, here's what it really meant. Every 50th year is called the Jubilee year. And it was basically an agrarian society at that point. Well, some people were better farmers than others, and some people had better business heads than others. So Schwartz over here, he had a farm next door to Cohen. Cohen was really a lousy farmer. And Schwartz, the green beans he grew, unbelievable. So this guy was always in financial trouble. So in order to get by, he sold some of his land to Schwartz. Then Cohen sold more of his land. Well, as the years went on, he almost doubled his land, Schwartz, and Cohen has almost nothing, which is what happens in most societies, right? There's the landed, those who have land, and those who are the serfs, the peasants. That's what you turn into when you don't have anything. So the Torah said like this, every 50 years. You can keep the land up to 50 years, but on the 50th year, everything goes back to its original owner. The Torah says, God says, because you don't own the land in perpetuity, God owns the land, which has something to say in terms of our environmental work. It goes back to poor Cohen, and by then hopefully he had some kids who are a better farmer than him, better business head than him, and they're not going to lose it all. But every 50 years, everything started over again. So I would say, what kind of a financial approach does the Torah have? I think it's capitalistic, and with a safety net, with a corrective for those who weren't doing so hot. So that's why we care about those who don't have, because the Torah cares about those who don't have. So my hope for this year coming up is I hope that the numbers of our plaques grow. It's number one. I hope the people who need the financial support of the synagogue decreases. Primarily because that would mean they're doing better. They're doing better. Right? It would also be good for the synagogue, but it would be better for them. And what I hope for most this coming year is that we continue our values at Ohev Shalom, that we continue to love and appreciate and value each other, not because of how much money we make or how many graduate degrees we have or how well we dress, or how well we read Torah, or chant the Haftorah, or can read from the Talmud. Just because each one of us is blessed with a spirit of God within us, a neshama, a soul, and we are community here. So with that, I think we can go on with the President's State of the Synagogue.
He's got 46 years of practice delivering speeches to the synagogue, and I've got like one. So, good evening again, and welcome to Ohev's annual congregational meeting. I want to express my gratitude to each and every one of you for taking the time to be here tonight. Your presence and participation are essential to the success of our congregation. Our bylaws require that each May the congregation gather to elect board members and to report on matters affecting the congregation. Tonight I'll provide some highlights, and as the year comes to a close in June, I'll ask each of our board members to provide updates on their respective areas of focus in a brief report that we'll publish either in the next issue of the Dovetail or on a standalone communication. Also, I'd like to remind you all, and can't stress strongly enough, that the Ohev board embraces the values of accountability and transparency across all governance, financial, and operational dimensions. If you have questions on any areas pertaining to the administration of our synagogue, I encourage you to ask them tonight, or if you feel more comfortable, you can reach out to me. I wrote me, but I really mean to Al or Barbara, at your convenience. I also encourage you to always share your constructive suggestions or recommendations. I'd like to take a moment to express my gratitude to the board. This group of individuals has tirelessly dedicated their time and energy to supporting the synagogue. The board is instrumental in providing guidance and direction, and of course is responsible for planning and executing on all of our programming. Your service has such an impact on Ohev. As we say farewell to those leaving the board and welcome those joining, I'd like to remind you all that with only 3 full-time employees and 2 of those being clergy, the investment that our congregants make by serving on the board and volunteering in other capacities isn't just appreciated, it's necessary to keep the synagogue running. I want to extend a warm welcome to the new members of the board. We're excited to have you and look forward to working with you in the coming year. Your fresh perspectives, enthusiasm, energy will be a great asset. Rabbi and Cantor, we're also so fortunate to have clergy who care so much about our synagogue, its members, and the community to which we belong. Thank you for everything that you do on the Bima, but even more so, everything that you do to support our congregants when you're not on the Bima. Barbara, congratulations on your first work anniversary as Executive Director of Ohev. It's amazing how time It's amazing how time flies. I can't believe it's been a year since you transitioned into the role. I've enjoyed observing you as you've grown into the role, and it's a testament to your dedication and hard work. And to say that I couldn't do my job without you is not an exaggeration. You've brought so much more to the synagogue in your new role. I hope that your first year as executive director was the start of many to come, and that serving as our executive director continues to be a fulfilling and rewarding experience for you. So on behalf of the entire congregation, thank you. I'd like to keep going with my speech, but I have to tell a quick story first because this is Barbara. So today I received an email from Barbara. She said, I've completed my self-assessment. I've printed it out and I've put it in my HR file here at the synagogue. I didn't know we had an HR file at the synagogue. She said, let me know when you'd like to sit down and have a discussion about my performance for the year. And my response to her, somewhat serious, was, please prepare my assessment of you and put it in the file as well, as I expect you'll do. So that, I think, is a summary of Barbara. So Barbara, again, thank you. Another congratulations goes to Shari Sabbath, who served as our education coordinator this past year and will become education director for the coming year. I think that most of us recognize our religious school as one of the Ohev's greatest assets. With an enrollment of more than 135 students, we have the largest conservative religious school and the second largest religious school in Bucks County. Our children continue to benefit from innovative programming, including cooking lessons, guest speakers, mystery readers, question and answer sessions with the rabbi that yield questions that would stump anyone, Tefillah led by the cantor, and a wide variety of other programs. It's important to mention the growing success of our Ohev Teenies program as well. It's also important to note how proud we are of our inclusion program, not just assisting our students with their Hebrew, but for the accommodations made across the synagogue. It was so great to see the return of our Purim Carnival and all the other PTO programs this year. Our PTO does such a great job supplementing the religious school experience. And while all the parents sing the praises of our religious school, the school doesn't just benefit the families with children enrolled. The school fosters a sense of community amongst the entire congregation and is a vital component of the synagogue. Shari and our teachers have continued what Barbara and Lindsay Miller, our education chair, started with an innovative and engaging curriculum. A huge thank you to Lindsay, who has served as education chair for as long as I can remember, and her partnership with Barbara has led to the success that we've had in our school. As we welcome Marnie Dratch as our new education chair, I know that Lindsay leaves the school in good hands. Similarly, Rachel Patesh will be stepping down as our PTO chair, and as expected, we needed to recruit 2 new co-chairs to take her place. Beginning with the new fiscal year, Rebecca Israel and Lauren London will lead our PTO, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they have in store for our PTO programming next year. But we aren't just doing great things in our religious school. The cantor, rabbi, and board plan so many creative ways for us to celebrate Shabbat and the holidays together. A few of my personal favorites from the year included unrolling the entire Torah as a congregation on Simchat Torah, freezing outside on a particularly cold Hanukkah as we lit the menorah, and guessing the masked mystery Megillah readers on Purim. Our Yom HaShoah service and the interview that the rabbi conducted with Paul is also an evening that I'll never forget. If there's one special Shabbat service that you attend at our synagogue, I'd like to recommend that it be our Inclusion Shabbat. For me, that service is incredibly inspirational. But quote-unquote, regular Shabbat services are also amazing, and I encourage you to come and participate. We have 2 of the coolest Gabayim on the planet in Fran and Jan, and Erica and the entire ritual committee do such a great job. This year, I've been blessed to hear about the experiences of our students on their Ohev-sponsored trip to Israel, celebrate bar mitzvahs with families, witness congregates celebrating 40-plus year and 50-plus year wedding anniversaries, and birthdays for folks turning 80, 90, and beyond. These are the events that truly make Ohev so special. On Yom Kippur, I stood in front of the congregation and declared that Ohev Shalom was open, and the board responded by planning a full calendar of diverse and engaging programming for the year. And to say that it was hugely successful would be an understatement. The Mordechai Rosenstein Artist in Residence program was so incredible, and he connected with all generations throughout this weekend with us. And who could forget the Ohev Players' performance of The Descendants? Michael and the... I didn't write pause for applause. Michael and the team put on a serious production, and I'm already highly anticipating the next one. And while I couldn't be there, I heard the Dueling Pianos event was fun for all. If I had to assign a theme to the year, I would say it was a year of transition. Aside from being able to largely put COVID behind us, thankfully, and return to the synagogue without limitation, we had many other changes. This time last year, Hillary Lieboff announced her retirement from the synagogue as administrator. Incidentally, I'm happy to report that she'll be joining the board as fundraising chair. We also had Ellie retire from her position as bookkeeper, and Craig hand over the reins of the building maintenance to Vanessa. While these personnel changes were impactful, I'm pleased to report that we as a congregation were able to effectively pivot. First, Vanessa picked right up where Craig left off and continued to ensure that our synagogue is always clean and set up for events. When you see her, please offer your gratitude for everything that she does. She works so hard on our behalf. Under the direction of Barbara and Al Torchman, who stepped up to become treasurer this year, we transitioned to Kesef Accounting to provide our bookkeeping services. Kesef is a specialist in providing accounting services to synagogues, and in the short time that we've been working with them, we've realized significant efficiencies in our bookkeeping process. As Barbara's mentioned in multiple communications, we've also transitioned to ShulCloud from Kaverware. Among other things, this is the software that we use for billing our annual congregational dues. I've saved the most monumental transition for last. As you all know, the rabbi will be retiring at the end of next year. It's even hard to read it. And under Diane Pivar and the search committee's direction, we started the process of finding a new spiritual leader to partner with Cantor and guide us in the years to come. This is significant, albeit bittersweet, transition for our community. But we're confident with the right person at the helm, our synagogue will continue to flourish, and we're committed to making this process as transparent and inclusive as possible. And that started with the focus groups that we've held regularly throughout the second half of this year. This is an important decision for our community, and we're committed to finding the right person for the job. We'll be looking for someone who is passionate about their faith and who has a deep understanding of our values. We'll be seeking a rabbi who is warm, compassionate, and engaging, with a commitment to building relationships and fostering a sense of inclusivity and community among our congregants. Turning to the budget. The budget that was prepared and presented to the congregation is the result of a rigorous and thoughtful planning process involving input from across the synagogue. It is a balanced budget that aims to maximize the impact of our resources, while also ensuring financial sustainability. But please understand, it's only a plan. Thank you, Barbara. Here's a copy of the budget in pie chart form for those that are visual. As I indicated in the letter that accompanied the budget proposal, the budget reflects a 10% increase in congregational dues. I want to be clear, no one wants to increase our dues. And while the board did our best to keep the increases to the lowest amount possible, we needed to be realistic about the impact of inflation on our expenses. Ohev has not implemented a dues increase in 7 years, and we believe that it's necessary in order to sustain our synagogue. To lessen the impact, the board has approved extending the payments of the annual dues from the historic 10-month installment option to 12 months. And of course, you can always make your due payments early. As a result of our transition to Shul Cloud and our desire to save a few trees and some money, Ohev will not be mailing congregational due statements to the majority of our congregants. And you go online to look at your statement, it'll look a little different than it has in the past. Barbara and Al are working through the best format for these statements, but if you ever have any questions, please send Barbara a note. She can always assist in understanding the new statement. Similarly, if you aren't able to view your statement, please reach out. A commercial for Al here. I would also encourage you to use the ACH payment option to pay your dues rather than by credit card, as the fees are considerable. The budget also reestablishes the security fee at the pre-pandemic rate of $180 per member unit. The security fee was reduced in consideration of the implications of the building being closed, either completely or partially during COVID. Fortunately, we're able to return to regular operations this past year, and in doing so, reestablishing the fee at the pre-COVID rate made sense. While we're so fortunate to have them, security isn't just about Carmen and his team's presence at the front door to our building. Under Mike Zimmett's careful direction, we have made significant physical improvements to the building, including upgrading our alarm system and other security improvements, such as updating evacuation and fire safety plans and implementing security training programs for our clergy and staff. This is all made possible by grants that we've received, as well as the security fees paid by our congregants, and also generous contributions to close the gap between the costs and the grant and fees collected. I can't stress enough that annual congregational dues represent only about 60% of the revenue included in the budget. The remaining revenue is driven in part by the rent received from the vet, but is largely driven by your generous contributions to the annual appeal and your consistent financial support throughout the year. I'd like to acknowledge and thank you all for that support. It is key to the financial sustainability of the congregation. The synagogue relies on the support as part of the budget, and we have worked hard to ensure that our forecasted spending aligns with our revenue projections. We'll be closely monitoring both the revenue and expense side of our budget throughout the year, and Al will be reporting regularly back to the board. As I noted in the letter, on the expense side, the proposed budget does not contain any material increases in expenses in any one area. That said, after consideration of salaries, mortgage expense, and building-related expenses, there was very little room for capital improvements or other building-related costs. The same held true for this past year. We chose to be very conservative and did not embark on any significant capital improvements. In light of the uncertainty that the transition from COVID brought, this appeared to be the right strategy. And although our fiscal year doesn't end until June 30th, and we don't yet have a complete financial picture, we're confident that we'll meet our financial obligations for the year. As you know, our building is getting older. As Mark Kolber and Al often remind me, an aging building can be more costly to maintain and repair. As systems and equipment break down, repairs become more frequent and more expensive. We do budget for a small number of unscheduled repairs, but any significant repair could have a materially negative impact on the synagogue's finances. This unknown continues to be our biggest concern with respect to the budget. Despite the challenges that we face, our synagogue is not in trouble, but rather it's thriving. Our membership's not shrinking, but it's been steady in recent years, and we welcomed a number of new families, both younger and older, to our congregation this year. I want to reiterate, Ohev Shalom is a growing, vibrant, and active community, and we continue to attract new families. In conclusion, finally, the next year is full of promise and opportunity. We have a lot of work ahead of us, but I'm confident that our board has the talent, passion, and dedication to deliver for our congregation. I do look forward to working with all of you as we embark on this exciting journey. Thanks again for your attention tonight and for your dedication to the synagogue. Thank you. What's that? I think you are. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it is you, Barbara.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Michael, for your very kind words. It's just about a year since I moved into the position of executive director at Ohev, and it's been exciting and it's been a fulfilling journey for me. I've learned how we can grow to meet the needs of our changing families. I've been able to share my unique lens and understanding of our warm, welcoming, and inclusive community. As I continue to work towards the goal of supporting all facets of our synagogue operations, I'm delighted to inform you that we've made great progress in streamlining internal workflows and our procedures. We're working, as Michael mentioned, with Kesef Accounting Service, our new bookkeeping firm, to ensure continued smooth transition to Shul Cloud, which, as you know, is our new synagogue database management system. The system makes it much easier for staff, for our clergy, our volunteers, and our congregants to access important account information, track your donations, and manage all aspects of membership. In addition to implementing these changes, as Michael shared, I'm pleased to announce we're moving from a 10-month billing cycle to a 12-month billing cycle, which also makes it easier for everyone to manage membership payments. We're also planning, and I'm very excited about this, to integrate the Shul Cloud calendar into our systems and their just released marketing email system sometime later this year. And our big goal, my big goal for the year, is to migrate our website to the Shul Cloud website platform. Also, as executive director, I've been working diligently with our building chair, Mark Kolber, security lead, Mike Zimmett, as well as treasurer, Al Torjman, to ensure that our building is always in top shape and secure. Thanks to the efforts, like Michael shared, of Vanessa Hennessy, we have raised the level of how our building looks on the inside. But it's not just the inside of our facility that matters. We're also working with vendors and contractors to be not only more cost-effective and efficient when it comes to keeping the outside of our building in good shape. It's important to us that Ohev is as beautiful on the outside as we are on the inside. We try to ensure that our building functions well, is safe, is clean, and not in disrepair, so that we remain the warm, welcoming, and comfortable place for all who enter our doors. For the upcoming year, as we continue to focus on education, I'm dedicated to working closely with our education coordinator, Shari Sabbath. Shari and the faculty are committed to providing engaging and meaningful learning experience for all our students. I also look forward to much continued collaboration with Rabbi Perlstein and Cantor Annalise, as well as all our board of directors and lay leaders, to help redefine and package our continuing educational programming for adults. Additionally, also providing engaging and enriching social programming for everyone and opportunities to get involved at all levels is something we can look forward to in the coming year. I'm really excited to announce the return of the Ohev Walking Club beginning Monday, May 22nd. Mark your calendars, 10 a.m., Hatboro Road, the Northampton Park. It's a great way to improve your health and to get to know your fellow congregants. Be sure to check all the synagogue weekly communications for the latest and greatest Ohev happenings. As we work towards these and other goals, I encourage you to share your positive experiences with your family and friends. Word of mouth referrals, we've noticed, are the best way to attract new members to our synagogue. We're always happy to welcome new members to our community. Save the date. Our summer open house is scheduled for Wednesday, August 30th, and everyone's invited, so please help spread the word, whether it's word of mouth or social media. And I personally always welcome the opportunity to meet with you and to hear your thoughts and experiences. By working together, we can continue to grow and strengthen our amazing, warm, welcoming, and vibrant, inclusive community. Thank you.
So there's about 8 or 10 of us that get this particular email that Barbara sends out, and the subject of the email is, "We welcome a new family to Ohev Shalom." And it really is exciting every time we get one. You know, wow, another family here at Ohev Shalom. And what Michael said is absolutely true. While most synagogues bemoan the fact that the numbers are going down and down, we are actually going through a sort of a renaissance. On the one hand, someone might look at us and say that's a graying congregation. Exhibit A. Yeah, it used to be black. But you know what? Stop in on a Sunday morning, and you'll see a very different side of Ohev Shalom. See all these little kids here and their young parents, and you see the future of Ohev Shalom. And when people bemoan the fact that, young families don't want to be part of religion these days, no, these young families want to be part of Ohev Shalom. So, and we're kind of like religion, aren't we? So they want to be part of us. They want to be with us. So it is exciting every time we learn that there's a new family. It's exciting. But you know what's even more exciting? When there's a family that is here for 10, 15, 18 years. They've been here a long time, and that is a statement of how much they appreciate the synagogue, care about the synagogue, value the synagogue. That is really, really, really exciting. So we have a tradition here of giving a gift of a beautiful certificate that is designed by our artist laureate here at Ohev Shalom, Arlene Freimark. I hope you can see it. It's a chuppah. Can you see the chuppah here? It's kind of like, the congregant family is married to Ohev Shalom, our dove of peace, and then a personalized inscription here, signed by our president and by myself. So we're really happy to give these certificates out to those who are now 18-year members of Ohev Shalom. I just want to point out one thing. I got an email from a couple of folks who said, well, we're not really 18-year members, we're 17-year members. Well, that's because you're figuring from left to right, and we do this from right to left. So according to our Hebraic numerical calculations, everybody here is a member for 18 years. Okay, so you know what? I'm going to invite you to come up, and then if you might kind of like stand in the front, because we're going to want to take a group picture before we go back to our seats, okay? So, Ohev Shalom is pleased to present a certificate in honor of Harriet and Joel Feder on this day, 25th of Iyar, 5783, 10th day of May, 2023, with our appreciation for your ongoing loyal and loving membership in our synagogue family for 18 Chai years. May our relationship continue for many years to come. Come. Our next honoree is Martin Gingold. Dear Martin is not able to be here tonight because he is at home getting ready for his 100th birthday celebration in a couple of weeks that I've been invited to, and I wouldn't miss it. He's a special guy, Martin Gingold. I'll take this to him. To Diana and Howard Millman.
She's graduates in college.
Really?
From Maryland.
Congratulations. Wow.
Abby's a freshman.
Yeah, he's a freshman.
Connecticut, she just came home.
You know, when I send a letter out inviting someone to come to a particular event, I learn again and again of how active our folks are at doing 1,000,001 different things. So many reasons why I'd love to come, but I can't. So this is Merrill Palitz, who's a member for 18 years. Sean Ryder, a member for 18 years. Susan Ryder, a member now for 18 years. Ellen and Howard Rosenfeld. Howard just did the Haftorah this past Shabbat morning. Mazel tov, Ellen. Mazel tov. Okay. Gail Wiener is with us. You can count on it on Shabbat morning. Wasn't able to be here tonight. And Julie and Chad Scheiken are not able to be here tonight, which, in a sense, it helps me out a little bit because I use a fountain pen to sign these, and after the P, I had no more ink in the fountain pen. So you just can't pick up another pen and do the rest of it because it's not going to match. So it gives me an opportunity to fill in the rest. Okay, so. Just like that, no more ink. It just stops. Okay, now we honor those who are members double chai for 36 years. 36 years. And according to our tradition, there is something so very special about the number 36. The Kabbalah says that there are 36 anonymous tzaddikim. They're anonymous, righteous people in the world. And it's for their sake that the world continues to exist. Who are they? We don't know. Some people that you know, you would swear, they got to be one of the 36. But the ones who are members here, 36, they are our own tzaddikim, because to continue with us for 36, and now, please God, 36 plus years, that is a righteous venture. So we have a tradition of giving out a book that, in appreciation for your longtime membership here at Ohev Shalom, this is a panoramic history of the Jewish people over like thousands of years, in pictures and in text. So folks, another 18 years, you'll get this book too. It's great. Okay. So Bruce, Ron Wolf, can't make it. Bruce and Sharon Lustig. Marty and Roz Rudolph couldn't make it, but Marty is with us just about every night on the evening minyan, which is done by Zoom every evening at 7 o'clock. He's one of our regulars, and his grandson, Aiden, always participates in the service, leads the Shema V'Ahavta, the Oseh Shalom. Rich and Mindy Goldstein.
I was 32 when I joined.
You know, I had a shoulder replacement surgery a couple of weeks ago. They said, don't lift anything 10 pounds. I don't know, this book feels like it's 10 pounds. So Neil and Judy Fisher, not able to be here tonight. Did you see my email when it went out? Neil and Judy Fisher's son, Adam, grew up here in Ohev Shalom, is now the head coach of the Temple Owls basketball team. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Larry and Suzanne Gold. Come right up. Thank you, Suzanne. You did?
We did.
You did? Wow. Phillies won. 2-1, that's all it takes. Yeah. They tied it in the ninth, but they couldn't get the last guy in, so how many innings did it take? 10. Okay, 10. That's all they needed. Lenny and Shelley Rubin were here Friday night for the dedication of the plaques. They couldn't make it tonight. Arlene Freimark, boy, really it should be Arlene and Paul. How much we miss Paul. But they joined. They were regular members of the synagogue. And then Paul became Cantor Paul. So this one is for Arlene Freimark. And Scott and Susan Wexler, I saw you walking in, Scott. Yeah. Only half of you can make it. What's that? Thanks, Scott. Okay, so now we're going to try to make a line. I don't know if we need to get some people down on the floor and some people a little bit above. Cantor and I are going to be in the picture. Michael, you should be in the picture also. And so folks, you need to walk down this way and
Move closer to Larry, please. Rabbi, move a little to my left. And Michael, move a little closer.
this is how it goes here at Ohev Shalom. Barbara tells us, do this, do that.
Every day. You ready? Smile. Big smile. Always. Smile. If you don't want it on social media, just let me know.
So tonight is a first at Ohev Shalom. Tonight is a first at Ohev Shalom. Every year, for the past number of years, we give to some deserving congregant what is known as the Shalom Award. Shalom Award. And you got to be really, really, really special. Well, we got a lot of really, really special people here at Ohev Shalom, but to get the Shalom Award, yeah, you got to be all that. So this year, there was a enthusiastic feeling of the officers in the synagogue that really the person who kind of stands out above some really other wonderful people, that Michael Schwartz should get the award. Don't applaud yet. Don't applaud yet. But then it came up that Michael Schwartz, he got it 15 years ago. It was 15 years ago. So then the idea was, wait a second, we're going to have a first here tonight. This is a lifetime achievement Shalom Award. See, the reason why Michael got it 15 years ago is that it was the 10th anniversary of Michael directing our Ohev Shalom Broadway shows. We started with Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat 25 years ago, and every 2 years, religiously, there's another Broadway show. It's one of the greatest things that happens here at Ohev Shalom. So, you know, when we gave Michael the award at 10 years, you know, we were ready to say, Dayenu, how much can we ask of one person? You know, go, maybe you'll do one more, but sooner or later, the poor guy's going to get burned out. Here we are, 15 years later. People come and go, you know, but to be committed to something and to love something so much that after 25 years, you're still loving doing it, and the people that are participating in the show love the fact that you do it, Michael. We said, no. This will be a first here at Ohev Shalom. You will get now this lifetime Shalom Award. So now you can applaud. And now Michael is going to sing a piece from Mary Poppins. he was the chimney sweep.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, tell me Michael.
So, my first comment is, I guess I can't win it again, since it's a lifetime. You know, looking out, like, I know that a lot of you have been part of the shows in a lot of different ways, whether it was you yourself or your kids or helping behind the scenes. But honestly, like, it's all of us that put that together. And, you know, I'm so grateful for the congregation, for the rabbi, for allowing me to do this for 25 years. So thank you.
My turn again. So I'm here to present the recognition and awards for 2 employees at Ohev. The first one, celebrating 10 years, is Suzanne Gold. Suzanne's journey at Ohev is one that exemplifies dedication, passion, and excellence in her role as inclusion facilitator. 10 years ago, when she joined the Ohev faculty, the same time I took on the role of interim principal, Suzanne took on the role to help define inclusion at Ohev and the Hebrew School, and she has never looked back since. Whether she was called the special needs coordinator and then the inclusion facilitator, she made the position her own and contributed every day to making Ohev a warm, welcoming, and inclusive community. Suzanne's commitment to supporting differently abled students and providing enrichment for those seeking it has been unwavering. She has also been a source of respite for those students who need a break, and she helps regulate those who have difficulty regulating themselves. Moreover, Suzanne supports the teachers tremendously with differentiated instruction training, guidance, collaboration, and assistance. She has been a valuable asset to Ohev, and for 10 years, she has supported me as the education director and now Shari Sabbath. Teachers and students seek her out, which is a testament to the incredible work that Suzanne has done and continues to do at Ohev. She's a valued member of the Ohev Shalom Inclusion Committee, playing an active role in planning events and ensuring their smooth execution. Her incredible knowledge and expertise have made her a sought-after consultant for other synagogues, schools, and nonprofits seeking to improve their own inclusion efforts. Suzanne's contributions to the Ohev community have been exceptional, and I'm proud to call her a friend. Congratulations on 10 years. The next employee that we are honoring is Marla Gelfand. Marla Gelfand is a celebrated educator who has been teaching at Ohev Shalom's religious school for an impressive 25 years. Her dedication to the school and to her students is unparalleled. Marla has always had a passion for teaching, and it's evident in the way she engages with her students and shares her knowledge, and especially her passion for Philly sports. Just a side note, little asterisk, on Wednesday, Marla and I will be, it was supposed to be today, but on Wednesday, because the Sixers won, go Sixers, Marla and I will be Zooming with Dave Uram from KYW News Radio. Marla, I nominated her as Philly Sports Fan of the Week because of her work at Ohev, how she teaches our kids all the fight songs in Hebrew, and how she brings the passion of Philly sports into her classroom and into her school. So I'll let you guys know when we're out there, when the interview's out there. Marla's love for teaching was apparent from the very beginning when she brought her youngest child, Adam, in a car carrier to her interview. A little-known fact that shows just how committed she is to her work. I have a unique connection to Marla, as we used to hang out together as teenagers at Dolphin Swim Club, listening to Duran Duran on a boombox. Who knew? It's a testament to fate that we ended up working together in Jewish education when I joined the religious school faculty in 2008. Marla is an intense and passionate educator who embraced teaching 5th grade. And when you walk into her classroom, you can hear her enthusiasm through her voice, through her stories, and you can tell how invested she is in the material when she gets into the zone. Marla also loves to have fun with her class, whether it's making fun bulletin boards or creating edible sukkot. Marla takes teaching Gimel to heart, and she wears her heart on her sleeve. The Ohev community thanks her for 25 years of dedication and commitment to our synagogue and to our school. Congratulations. You want to?
Thank you. Yeah.
I think we're up to Eddie for
35.
Fun stuff.
I'm gonna turn the lights down.
This is 2 seconds. In order for everything to be kosher, we have to have the vote according to the bylaws for the slate and for the budget. And in order for it to pass, we need a quorum, which we, thank goodness, had. We had 135 votes for the slate for the new board members. It was unanimous. We had 135 votes for the budget. It was unanimous. So everything has been voted in. Just a quick note, anyone on the board, the current board, please stay after the meeting. We have a 5-minute board meeting. We're done.
Just a little something I put together. Okay, Rabbi. All right, Mark, ready for the, I hope the sound works. All right. All right, here we go.
This is a world makeover. Mashiach will come take over. You ain't gotta be me or see what I see. All you gotta do is take a look forward. Lift up your eye to the sky. Spread out your hands. Say thank you, smile. Get 'em up, put 'em up, leave 'em up. Ha ha. Yeah, pump up the value every day. Stand in place. Heart racing, no words to say. Pressure building, trying to hold my face. Mind drifting like not today. Wake up from everything. Break out your shell and scream. Ha, Shem, you're the king. Ha, Shem, you're the king. Hashem Melech, Hashem Malach, Hashem Imloch, Leolam Vaed. Hashem Melech, Hashem Malach, Hashem Imloch. Hashem Melech, Hashem Malach, Hashem Imloch, Leolam Vaed. Hashem Melech, Hashem Malach, Hashem Imloch, Leolam Vaed. I feel the cold and the rain. I wanna get up and leave. Everything's always the same. I wanna get up and leave. Now standing here and the night's so clear, like the shine upon your crown. Yeah, we're up so high in the midnight sky, and we'll never come back down. Hashem Melech, Hashem Malach, our Father, King David's rock, your honor. We get our lot the stronger. We cling you dry. The blessing, the bracha, success, hatzlah. The world is yours, you offer it to whomever counts. Hashem Melech, Hashem Malach, Hashem Imloch, Leolam Vaed. 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 יש לי ארץ, החלב נוגע בדבש, והישן נושן, עטוף ובחדש, והיא יפה קדושה, רבים הרוצים בה, ומי ידע דרכה, מנהיגים רבים לה. בית ועוד בית, מקיבוץ עד למושב, ועיר אחת גדולה,
that's it.
What'd you say? Somebody has to call for the adjournment.
Oh, well, I can't do that. Somebody else has to do that. Linda. We'll take it. We'll pretend I brought the gavel.